Hello and welcome back, dear viewers. I hope you're all doing well, eating good food, sleeping tight, and now ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy a new adventure with me. In today's episode, we're going to follow some true masters of woodworking, the real artists of the lumber world. Our talented crew is now working hard to dig out the foundation and create a super unique underground system for water and electricity. From the outside, it might look like they're just digging holes and tossing in a few pipes and wires, but behind it all is a master plan with precise measurements and smart design. Next comes the underground plumbing, a maze of pipes running below the surface, carefully connected so not a single drop leaks. Otherwise, the beautiful wooden floor could easily turn into an accidental indoor swimming pool. One tiny mistake could cause a whole lot of trouble. Pipes flooding the place or wires short-circuiting in the middle of the night. But don't worry. These craftsmen are like wizards with shovels and screwdrivers. Every shovel of dirt, every piece of pipe, every row of cable is planned down to the last detail to make sure the whole hidden system works like magic. Thanks to their experience and careful planning, you'll see how they dig the trenches, lay down the water pipes, and run the underground cables so everything stays safe, solid, and neat. If you've ever wondered what's happening underground in a hand-built wooden house, this is the part you don't want to miss. Thanks to their experience and careful planning, you'll see how they dig the trenches, lay down the water pipes, and run the underground cables so everything stays safe, solid, and neat. If you've ever wondered what's happening underground in a hand-built wooden house, this is the part you don't want to miss. But wait, they didn't stop at digging trenches, laying pipes, or pulling cables. These skilled craftsmen went the extra mile and installed an underfloor heating system that runs throughout the entire house. Sounds fancy, right? Well, it's their secret weapon to keep the wooden house warm and cozy no matter how cold or damp the weather outside gets. This underfloor heating is tucked neatly beneath the wooden floorboards. It's like a hidden maze of hot water pipes or electric heating wires that, once switched on, spread warmth all over the house. The heat seeps into every corner and keeps bare feet nice and toasty, so the homeowners don't have to walk around in huge winter coats inside their own living room. To make sure all that precious warmth stays inside and doesn't sneak away into the cold ground, the crew also laid down thick insulation panels right underneath the wooden floor. Think of these panels as a secret winter coat for the house, keeping the warm air in and the chilly air out. It might look like an easy step, but laying insulation takes careful work too. If they leave even a tiny gap, cold drafts can slip in and ruin the whole cozy vibe, turning that beautiful wooden cabin into a natural walk-in freezer. And they didn't just stop at pulling wires through the walls. To keep everything neat, tidy, and safely hidden away, these clever craftsmen carefully cut grooves and channels right into the wooden walls or floors. These hidden tracks act like secret tunnels that let all the electric wires run quietly behind the scenes, keeping them out of sight and perfectly organized. Plus, every groove is carefully planned so that if anything needs fixing or upgrading later on, it's easy to find and repair without tearing down half the wall. Small details, big difference. Each steel beam is carefully cut, welded, and anchored deep into the foundation trenches to create a strong support system that carries the entire structure's weight. Thanks to this hidden steel frame, the floor won't sag, sink, or bend over time, even if there's heavy rain, shifting soil, or unexpected rough weather. From the outside, the house may look warm and cozy, but underneath, it's built like a secret bodybuilder. Installing the steel frame is no easy task either. The crew has to measure and align every piece precisely, making sure every weld and joint fits perfectly together. One tiny misalignment could throw the whole foundation out of balance later on. So really, the steel frame is like an invisible hero, quietly making sure this charming cabin stays strong and sturdy for many years to come. This system doesn't just save the homeowners from piling on 5 blankets at night. It also adds a touch of luxury and modern comfort that feels just like staying at a fancy hotel. Best of all, everything is hidden neatly under the floor. No messy wires or bulky radiators in sight. Just a clean, warm, inviting space. Once the steel frame, hidden pipes, electric cables, and insulation panels are all in place, the crew moves on to the next big step, pouring concrete to cover the entire floor. This is the final lock-in layer that seals and protects everything underneath, from the underfloor heating to the secret network of wires and pipes. Concrete is carefully mixed to just the right ratio, then poured out evenly and smoothed down with care so the floor is strong, level, and free from bumps or cracks in the future. It might look like a plain gray slab, but this tough concrete layer is actually the silent shield that keeps the whole wooden house standing strong through years of storms and changing seasons. After the solid foundation, sturdy steel frame, hidden pipes, and underfloor heating are all done, the crew moves on to the next big step, assembling the house frame. This is where all those rough timber beams finally come together to form the skeleton of the entire structure, simple yet full of life. Huge wooden beams are measured, cut, and lifted into place like pieces of a giant puzzle. Every post, crossbeam, and support must fit together down to the last centimeter to create a strong, straight, balanced frame. If even one joint is too loose, the whole frame might sway or lean when the wind blows. So every cut and every bolt needs the precision of a watchmaker. From afar, you'd see the whole team working like busy ants. Some climbing up scaffolding, some hammering away, others sawing timber, all the while creating a noisy, lively house-building symphony of thuds and buzzes. Behind this seemingly simple work is a ton of sweat, teamwork, and skill to transform a pile of timber into a sturdy frame ready for roof tiles and walls. Once the house frame stands firm and steady, the crew moves on to the next key step, putting the horizontal beams into place. These strong cross beams are what hold up the flat roof above. They're the final backbone pieces that make sure the house gets a neat, solid flat roof just like the plan. Each big, heavy beam is carefully lifted high up and set exactly where it belongs. The crew measures and adjusts every end of each beam to make sure they line up perfectly straight, with no bends or dips. This keeps the entire roof level and stable, so when the rains come, the water flows away nicely instead of pooling in an accidental rooftop swimming pool. Putting these beams in place takes strength, teamwork, and sharp eyes for detail. From lifting and balancing each beam to securing every bolt and bracket tight, the crew has to work in sync to lock everything firmly together. From a distance, the whole frame and the horizontal beams look like a sturdy skeleton with a strong backbone, ready to carry the weight of the finished flat roof and face sun, wind, and storms. In just a few more days, When the final roof covering goes on, the wooden house will proudly wear its new flat hat, a perfect milestone showing the structure is almost ready for the next steps ahead. After the sturdy cross beams are locked firmly into place to shape the flat roof, the crew moves on to the next important layer, putting down those big, wide wooden boards. These planks are like the first armor plates that protect the roof from sun, rain, and wind, and create a solid, smooth surface for the next finishing layers to go on top. Each large plank is pre-cut and fitted together like pieces of a giant wooden puzzle. The crew lifts each heavy board up, lays it carefully across the beams, and nails or screws it down tight. Every joint has to be snug with no gaps. Even the tiniest crack could let rainwater sneak through, which could soak the wood underneath and cause leaks or rot over time. From a distance, this elevated roof section looks like a stylish, tilted hat sitting boldly on top of the cabin. It breaks up the plain, flat roofline, making the whole structure stand out instead of blending in. But it's not just for looks. The raised roof section also helps the inside feel more open and airy by letting fresh air circulate better and allowing extra natural light to pour in. To pull this off, the crew has to build extra support frames, columns, and bracing to hold the higher roof firmly in place. Every joint between the main roof and the raised section has to be tightly sealed and secured, so nothing shakes loose when strong winds blow or heavy rain pours down. In the end, instead of a boring flat roof, the wooden house now wears a cool lifted crown that catches everyone's eye. Passers-by can't help but take a second look and think, wow, that's one stylish cabin. These roof covers are usually thick waterproof membranes, tarps, or special roofing underlays. They're carefully rolled out and stretched tight over the entire roof surface, from the peak all the way down to the edges. Each layer overlaps the one below it, just like fish scales, so rainwater slides right off instead of sneaking in. It might look simple, but getting these covers perfectly smooth and tight takes real skill. The crew climbs up onto the roof, lines everything up, nails or staples down the edges, and double checks every corner. If a sudden gust of wind pulls up a flap or leaves a gap, rain can seep in and soak the wood and insulation underneath. Definitely not what you want in your cozy cabin. Once the roof has been fully covered and sealed to keep out wind and rain, the crew doesn't stop there. They move on to the next step, fitting the ceiling panels, known as la feng in some places. This is the final inner coat that finishes the underside of the roof, hiding all the beams, wires, and insulation while giving the inside a clean, neat look. These panels are usually lightweight boards like plywood or drywall, pre-cut and pieced together to form a smooth ceiling surface. The crew has to measure, trim, and screw each panel into place carefully, so there are no gaps, bends, or sagging spots. If just one panel is crooked or loose, the ceiling could crack or droop later on. Definitely not a good look for a cozy wooden house. The spots for these vents are planned out in advance, usually up near the roof edges, attic corners, or high walls. The crew uses saws and drills to cut neat square or round openings, then installs sturdy frames and fine mesh screens to keep bugs and critters from sneaking in while letting fresh air flow through freely. After all the careful steps, digging the foundation, installing steel frames, laying pipes and cables, pouring concrete, raising the timber frame, setting the beams, covering the roof, fitting the ceiling panels, and cutting in ventilation, the rough house frame has finally come together in its full form. Every beam, plank, and joint now locks tightly together like a sturdy skeleton, ready to carry the entire weight of the finished home. Standing in front of it, you can already picture the dream cabin that's about to appear. The fresh scent of timber drifts in the breeze. The soft echo of hammering and drilling continues, all signs that the hardest groundwork is done and it's time to move on to the more detailed, beautiful finishing touches.